And good morning. Welcome to Today to Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fusel. Another big weekend of racing to get you ready for some nice races this weekend. We'll have some carryovers hopefully, but today is the big day for the popular national wager, the Stronach 5. I was going last Sunday. We had some big payouts last Sunday. They took the pick six down for a big number, and of course the Stronach 5 last Friday paid almost $7,200 to 23 winning tickets.
And that was a very good payout for that Stronach 5. All
last Friday,
looking at the individual winners themselves. Yeah, the pick six gone here at Laurel Park. Late pick 5 was a pool. I think it was like $9,600. A great payout. Was it Rudy Rod with a price at like Sunday. $27, and Bobby Moscow came in with a horse from Parks, a horse deal driven. It used to run a lot around here, and it was proven at this racetrack. My partner Bill had a couple bucks on that one. That was a good sniff out on his part. So hopefully you were part of those couple big prices.
All right, so that was last weekend. Let's show you what's going on this week. And the Stronach 5 starts right here, race 9. There's a guarantee, $100,000. They've been putting way more than that into it. Industry low, 12% takeout on the Stronach 5. Let's check out the lineup of races. There you see it at the bottom, and there it is with the time. So we're going to start at about 5:16 Eastern time right here at Laurel Park, race 9. That's going to be leg A. Then we go out west. Golden Gate Fields, race 5 will be leg B. Then Santa Anita back in the mix. Santa Anita, race 5. That's a nice maiden special weight. Oh, yeah, you have a Bobby Baffert, heavy favorite in there. Ron Ellis has the Medaglia d'Oro. You have a Curlin for Art Sherman out of price. Looking forward to Santa Anita, race 5. That's leg C of the Stronach 5. Then we wrap it up, legs D and E. Gulfstream Park, race 10. Then Gulfstream Park, race 11. Gulfstream, race 10, leg D. That's a grade 3 stake race down there. So that's the grade 3 Orchid, I believe. Yeah, the grade 3 Orchid going a mile in a 3/8. Chad Brown with a heavy favorite in there. Everybody's going to be keying on the 9, Santa Monica at even money. I don't use that horse. I key on another horse in that race.
Who do you like?
I key on a Hall of Famer, Roger Atfield.
Bingo. There you go.
The 7, Itchy Macho with Luis Saez aboard. It's going to be in front.
Yes.
Has a recent race over the track down there with first-time Lasix, now second-time Lasix today for Itchy Moscow. I think the Chad Brown horse, this might come up a little short coming off the little freshening. Might just need a race to get going, but I'm taking a shot. Everyone's going to key on Santa Monica. If you can beat that horse and have the other winner, then you're looking at a real nice ticket.
I'm going to throw up a ticket a little bit later, just go through some changes, trying to will it down a little bit, make it a little bit more affordable, throw it up on the website. I like yourself. I'm going to use the Chad Brown in there, but I like your horse, the Atfield. Looks like the controlling speed. You say second Lasix, much improved last time out. I think that horse is going to be very, very tough.
All right, so leg D, that anchors the popular Stronach 5 today. That's a grade 3 going a mile and 3/8 on the turf down there in South Florida at Gulfstream Park. So that's the Stronach 5 today. We have a couple big events this month coming up here at Laurel Park. A week from tomorrow, Saturday, April 6th. This is a very popular event. It's the Decanter Reimagined, a racing and wine experience here at Laurel Park. We always get a big crowd for this. Live Maryland horse racing and wine, a big day, a week from tomorrow, Saturday, April 6th.
Hey, we've got to have events like this to bring in a new a new fan base. I mean, we've got to introduce people any chance we can get. This is always the Decanter's good experience for everybody, and I'm sure we'll have people on hand to help educate the fans. They might be a little tipsy about 1 or 2 o'clock, but the money might just really coming out of the pocketbooks and run it through the windows here at Laurel Park.
Let's just hope we have some good weather for the Decanter. That's a week from tomorrow, April 6th, and then coming up, our big spring stake spectacular Saturday, April 20th. 5 stake races worth over $750,000 in purses. The Express Bet Federico Tessio is a win, and you're in for the Preakness. And then you have the Weber City Miss, a win, and you're in for the Black-Eyed Susan. Also, we're going to feature the premiere of the 2019 Match Series, so 5 stake races. The Tessio is going to be a big one. Then a nice little giveaway, a Maryland Jockey Club tote bag giveaway when you buy a program. Saturday, April 20th. So great horse racing. Hopefully we'll have some nice spring weather and a nice Maryland Jockey Club tote bag giveaway. Looking forward to the Tessio. That'd be great if Rubley decides to go back in there with Always Mining.
I was going to check, see if you had any inside information on that decision. I have not heard anything. But, yeah, would like to have the kind of our little star right now here at home for the Tessio.
Yeah, he'd be a heavy favorite there. If he's not in there, then it could be a wide-open Tessio. So that's coming up Saturday, April 20th. Mark your calendars for all of that. Let's get right to it today. Let's show you a picture of the main track. We've had some nice weather these past couple of days. Yeah. There's the track. It's a perfect, fair-playing, fast racetrack. And let's check out the weather. You see that turf over there getting a little green. That's getting nice. Turf gonna open up next weekend, the first weekend of the spring meet here at Laurel Park. So there's the weather today, upper 60s, cloudy, track fast, first race, post time 110. Yeah, this is the final weekend of the winter meet. Trevor McCarthy, he's running away with the leading jockey, and Claudio Gonzalez, he's running away with leading trainer. A nice press release on the laurelpark.com website about our leading jockey and leading trainer, McCarthy and Claudio. Check that out with all the other latest Maryland racing news on the laurelpark.com website. So, yeah, we wrap up the winter meet this weekend. No break in racing. We stay right here at Laurel Park, and we kick off the big spring meet next weekend. Turf racing in the book for next weekend.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. You know, and the weather, I think we're close to 70, if I'm not mistaken,
this weekend,
tomorrow. Maybe
nice.
Over 70 tomorrow. So, yeah, the turf race. This is where things get really interesting. Yeah. The workload picks up for us. You know, we've been kind of been able to ham and egg it a little bit, but, boy, serious stuff once April hits with the turf season, the bigger fields. But it all helps out the bettors as well. We get the crowds out. The on-track attendance goes up. So, looking forward to some good weather and some good turf racing.
All right, let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the Super High 5, which has a nice little carryover to kick things off. There it is, almost 1,100 in that Super High 5. That's a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses. We have 7 entries. 7 entries here in the opener. So if they don't hit it here, race 1, it'll carry over to the next race with 7 or more. That's not going to be the second. That'll be maybe the third. Or maybe not the third. Yeah, it'll be the third. Yeah, seven horse field in the third if they don't hit the Super High 5 here in race 1. All right, we also kick off the popular early pick 5. Mandatory payout on this early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at Laurel Park, including that Stronach 5, which starts in race 9. Here we go with race 1. We're going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly mares, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. We both like the 6. I use the 6 on top here. Sharon's Thunder, this apprentice, 7-pound bug boy, Julio Correa. He had a big weekend last weekend here at Laurel Park, and he takes the call on this 4-year-old filly by alternation for trainer Bill Comlow. She was a good second here at Laurel back in February, 3rd at this level last out here at Laurel Park. I just think she'll get a nice trouble-free come-from-behind trip rallying on the outside. So I go with the 6, Sharon's Thunder, on top.
Yeah, 2 horses are going to take a lot of playing here. The 5, Miss Amar, the 6, Sharon's Thunder, 1 for 31, 1 for 27. Which way do you want to go? Sharon's Thunder, lone win was at this distance. Yeah, shortening up, is she going to have enough flow in this race? There's really not a ton of true speed when you break it all down. Don't know what to do with Roman Holiday. Well, she's shown speed on the turf. Is she going to bring it here to the main track? So that leaves me with the 3, Wee Money Creek. Yeah, she's 1 for 4 lifetime. Yeah, a negative drop on her form. She was claimed for 16, went right down to the nickel, and didn't get it done. But she's freshened up. A barn is really on a roll right now. Don't run a lot of horses, but hitting at a high clip. The works look forward. Protected with the waiver. Wee Money Creek, I think, is the controlling speed in today's opener.
Well, yeah, you mentioned Kenny Cox rolling right now. Yeah, he's 4 for 10 here this winter meet. 40% winner. So, yeah, they're bringing over live horses and some nice works here on the work tab. A Bullet 5 furlong workout March 13th. So I use the 3 a little bit. You get a good rider, Angel Cruz, to take the call. We both like the 5 here. Mizzy Mard for Thomas McMahon. The 7-pound bug boy, Felix Pinero, will ride. And It's tight between the 6 and a 5. I gave the rider edge honestly to Correa on the 6 Sharon's Thunder. So that's why I go with the 6. But the 5 Mizzy Mard, a good effort last out at 8-1 at this level with Panero aboard.
Yeah, she was a couple lengths clear of Sharon's Thunder. She may have had a little bit more tactical speed, Stan, at this 5.5 furlong distance. A little bit of hang late. Yeah, she had dead aim. Couldn't get past String Bean, but against this group, she's going to be fine. The one horse I guess it's really tough to figure is the 2 Perfect Exchange. The jam job here. You go back on her page, you got to go back 4 races back in October to get a number that would work. She's been having some trouble coming out of the gate though. That's been her downfall. So they're just saying, hey, pull out all the stops. Let's go right to the bottom.
Tough inside post. She doesn't break very well. You see her comment line, a bunch of hesitated at the start, broke slowly. So she's going to have to break well from that inside post there, the 2 Perfect Exchange. Let's turn the page. You like the early pick 4. That starts here in race 2. We're going a flat mile, claiming 25,000. Filly mares 4 and up. Tough condition here to kick off this early pick 4 ticket. Let's check out your ticket.
Yeah, I think Le Weekend's the horse to beat. I'm going to use her. We have a video coming up shortly to show you of her most recent race. I go 3 deep, though. 2-4-5, a little confidence builder. Last time for Lady Terp. Zoletta trying to get off that schneid here at Laurel with his runner. So, but she comes out of some good races. Third race, we're going to spread 1-3-5-6-8. Firster's an interesting one there for Tim Woolley. Unfortunately, does have the inside. Maybe a little bit of a wake up at a price for Hammy with Mighty Talk off of a break. Fourth race, 2 deep. With the 4 and the 7. I'm going to try to get past the favorite, My Chester Charm, first off. The Claim. Speed's going to go a long way, but she's going to have to deal with the 1, Banana Cova. Fifth race, we go 6 and 7. Competitive starter allowance race, going a flat mile. I'm going to use Bob's My Uncle, shortening up, and Spring Emperor, the new face coming in from Parks. $30 is your ticket.
All right, you have a couple nice prices on your ticket there in race 5. Yeah, 5-1 on both Bob's My Uncle and Spring Emperor. My best bet of the day is in race 5, a horse you didn't use.
Who's that?
The 1A Etruscan.
All right.
For Ness. It's a tough 8,000 starter allowance there in race 5 to anchor this early pick 5 and early pick 4. Let's take a look here at the second race. I have the 4 on top, so you have the 4 on top as well. Let's start there. Lay weekend. We have a video spotlight late February right here at Laurel Park. Here's the start.
Yeah, the 3-horse that afternoon, and you watch her coming out of the gate. She breaks a little slow and a little to the outside and exchanges a bump. But this is the move that kind of took enough out of her late. She rushes up, makes a good run in to join the speed of Check Bouncing Billy. She's going to see her today. She eventually duels and goes clear. I like the way she hangs on through the final 1/8 of a mile. Yeah, she spurts away 2.5, 3 lengths top of the stretch. Really doesn't give it up. Follow the pedals, the eventual winner, but she's willing to the wire after going through pretty strong internals and rushing up. I mean, she had to use herself a couple lengths to get into contention after that break. She breaks cleanly from the middle of the pack here today. Yeah, she might have to deal with Check Bouncing Billy, but you saw she put her away last time. I think if she doesn't have to work that hard through the opening furlong, she's going to get it done for Hugh McMahon.
All right, so we both have Lay Weekend on top. The 5 Gem Rose for Marcus Zuleta. Georgie Vargas Jr. rides this 5-year-old mare today. She had a good second against 2 other than Allowance Company at Parks back in January. Her 2 races since then just been okay. She had a muddy track last out. She gets a fast track today.
She's been facing some tough cookies, no doubt about it. Celeste, next out winner, SW Briar Rose, came back to run second in a stake. 2 eventual winners out of her most recent race. She had the miles of concern. She's 0 for at this distance, 0 for 5, or 0 for 6. She's hoping the 3 and the 4 hook up. She's going to be, I think, a lot closer today than what she was sprinting. She's going to be within range, top of the stretch. Will she have that final kick? I'm not sure. And Lady Terp is a user on her way back up. Lake, he's been hot up at Parks, hasn't really brought that to Maryland. But here's an 8-year-old mare that when she gets rolling, she can string together some good numbers. She's capable of running in the lower to mid-70s at her top. So she's the finisher in this race.
All right, we like the 2 as well. Lady Terp, that's the horse you just mentioned. Yeah, Lake is on a roll up there at Parks, so probably just a matter of time before he starts heating up down here at Laurel Park. So a cold 4-5-2 there. In race 2, let's move along here. Race 3, we're going 6 furlongs. Maiden claiming 25,000 straight 3-year-old fillies, and I go with the 5 on top here. River Sonata for trainer Mark Reed. Third last out for maiden 40,000. Now she takes a drop today. It's the cheapest. She tried maiden 25 in her debut last December. That was on a sloppy track. She didn't break very well that day. She's run better since then. A real good third against maiden 40 2 starts ago back in February, and just ran okay last out. I think on the drop down to maiden 25 today, you get the hot bug boy Julio Correa, Mark Reed. He's doing okay this winter.
Yeah.
I think he's live here with the 5 River Sonata.
Yeah, she certainly fits. We got a couple scratches in here. The 2 Elegant Gal and the 4 Kelsey's Mandate. Both of them are going to be a little bit of a price. One of them first, or we'll wait another day. I go to the 3 Silver Sides, coming back to the barn of Mike Dralis for Lapidus. The mud race, this horse had a perfect trip. Now, that was in a different barn. First off of a claim, there was a 3-way scramble up front, and I thought she was poised to make a move at the quarter pole. She never really followed through. But the 2-back try, the key maybe being on a fast track today in a barn she's familiar with. They've done well. They've got her top number out of this race. She brings that race, the 52 from January 11th, back. I think she's going to beat this field. She'll be close. She'll be stalking. Sayapa, probably the speed. Another one off of a muddy sealed surface, the 2-back try. She got the jump on the field. Couldn't hold on late, but she was clear of Cover Photo, who came back to whistle and beat my top selection, Silver Sides. I like one of these two to get it done. If you're looking for a stranger, the 1, Heavenly Hattie for Tim Woolley. Doesn't run a ton of firsters, hasn't had a ton of success, but by bandbox, he's hitting about 8 or 9% with his firsters on the dirt. But 6 winning siblings in the family, 2 debut winners. That's key. Tap the total on the 1, Heavenly Hattie.
All right, so we like the 583, 385 there in race 3. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, the Rainbow Pick 6. That starts race 4. The popular national wager, the Stronach 5, with that $100,000 guarantee. That starts Laurel Park, race 9 today. I have a ticket. We'll show you right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
All right, welcome back. Today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4. No carryover. They hit it for a big number last Sunday, around 40-some thousand they hit it for last Sunday. So we'll start fresh today in our Rainbow Pick 6 here in race 4. We also start the middle Pick 4 in race 4. Now, my co-host in the afternoon, Tim Tulloch, he has a ticket for the Pick 6. Let's check it out, see how he played it. A $43 20-cent play. And you can check out all of our tickets. You can study them some more on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Here's Tim's ticket. He goes with the 1-2-6 here in race 4 to get things going. Race 5, he likes the 1A Etruscan, the 5 and the 6 as well. Race 6, he goes with the 4-6-7. Then race 7, he likes the 2-6. Race 8, he goes with the 1-7. And then race 9, he goes with the 7-8. $43 20-cent play there for Tim's Rainbow Pick 6 starting here in the 4th. Let's take a look here. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly and mares, 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months. Never won 4. That's the condition. I like the 6 on top here. My Chessa Charm, the 8-5 morning line favored. First off the claim for trainer Hugh McMahon. He claimed her for a nickel last out, late February. She was in front by 3.5, turning for home that day for trainer Jamie Ness, and just got beat. A good second going 6 furlongs. That was on an off track. Now we get back to a fast track today. That race was coming back almost 2 months off, that February 22nd race, and now she's coming back to this race after having about a month off. But recent work here at Laurel Park. She gets a good post from the 6 hole with Katie Davis aboard. I go with the favorite, My Chessa Charm, here in race 4.
Yeah, interesting. The negative is the drop off the claim. Claim for 16, 2 races back. You've got a Maryland bred. They just give up. It had a straight A other than condition. You know, you run a lower 70, you can win an A other than, first level open here in Maryland. But My Chessa Charm drop was clear. no pressure, and just cave late. Banana Cova has got plenty of speed from the inside. I think Quiles is just a return of Antonio Quiles, right? I don't remember. Yeah, him running recently. But anyhow, Banana Cova, sharp in defeat last time. So I think she's going to take it right to my Chessa Charmer. We're going to have a setup. Greeley Striker finally going to get away with a little bit better. She draws outside. I've been chasing Greeley Striker. Gets a little extra ground today. She was rolling late. Love to finish the way she leveled off the last eighth of a mile. I think she can roll past late today.
Well, you got about 5 to 1 on her last time. She's about 7 to 2 today for Laurie Testerman. Ricardo Chappie will ride the 7 Greeley Striker. Yeah, absolutely live. I caught Testerman at a nice price a few weeks back in that Stronach 5. So that was her big win this winter meet. So she's live with the 7 Greeley Striker, a 4-time winner here at Laurel Park. We both like the 2 as well. Haley's Thunder for Lake and Cedeno. Nice win, 2 back, 3 life here at Laurel. The 4 life try last out, just okay. She had to come 6 wide. Let's hope for a better trip today for the 2 Haley's Thunder.
Legitimate excuse out of the gate, but she's bringing consistent rally. She's not super fast, but things could definitely fall into place for her through the final eighth of a mile. A couple horses coming out of the Rock and Ruth race, including Big Mama. Paired up a good race, couple good races. She's shown she's like Laurel Park. Another one, trouble the last 2 times out of the gate. Extra ground shouldn't hurt her chances at all. I agree. I think the road's going to go through my Chessa Charm. I think she'll get the better of Banana Cova.
Right.
You know, once they hit mid-stretch, that last 16th of a mile, I think they're going to be charging at her, and I'm going to need a little bit bigger price to get up to get me through the early pick 4.
All right, so nice beat nickel there for Philly and Mares to kick off the pick 6. Let's check out race 5, one of our features of the day. Race 5 will kick off the late pick 5. No carryover, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout on both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park. I have a ticket for the late pick 5. Let's check it out.
Boom.
There
single.
it is. It's $27 ticket. I single on the 1A Etruscan here in race 5. This 8,000 starter allowance going a mile. So I'll see if I can get my single live here in the 5th. A maiden special weight in race 6. I go 2 deep there with the 4 and the 5. Big late scratch in race 6. The 8 Rockstar Girl, who was my top pick, she's scratched. So I just go with the 4 Weekend Delight and the 5 Atlantic Avenue there in race 6. Race 7, I go 3 deep with the 1, 2, 4. Race 8, I go with the 1, 2, 7. Then race 9, I go with the 4, 6, 8. I like an 8 to 1 shot on top in race 9. I like the 6 Disputed Notion, a 3-year-old by Great Notion, 3rd at this level last out. I have the 6 Disputed Notion on top there in race 9. But the 4 and the 8, they figure to be tough as well. So a $27 late pick 5 ticket for me. Let's check out race 5. 8,000 starter allowance, 4 and up. We're going a flat mile. And you like the 6 here. Bob's my uncle. We have a video spotlight to show you of this 7-year-old. Here's the race from February 18th at Laurel Park.
Yeah, extremely wide down the backstretch. Birdie's Honor, Liberty Lane. This is the day, right? Whirlin' Curlin at a price got us through and made a good day for us. But, you know, Bob's my uncle. Wide, makes a middle move. Now, this is going a mile and an eighth. We're going to shorten up to a mile today. See him on the outside. Gets within about 3 lengths here. And the yellow silks with the blue cap. Had to break from extreme outside that day. There he goes, highlighted guys. It makes a decent run into it. Just can't match strides with the eventual winner. Fades through the stretch. I like this horse. Plenty of bottom now. That's good enough, guys. Shortening up, you go back to the 2-back race. That's the one I like, you know, in that starter 8,000. Behind Percy, Liberty Lane. Fractions were a little slower. 7 wide. That was a speed day that day on a sloppy sealed surface. This horse can handle a fast track as well. I think there's going to be enough flow in here. Sir Alfred's going to have some speed. Double whammy. Haynes Fever forcing the pace. I think Bob's my uncle just save a little bit more ground around the turn, and I think that's going to enhance the run.
Well, I didn't use him, but Jorge Riaz, he's having a solid a winner meet here. He's hitting at 17%. Tesori with a couple winners. He's 5 for 9 in the money. This meet here, trainer Bruno Tesori. I didn't use the 6 Bob's my uncle, but he's a 5-time winner here at Laurel Price, and you should get a nice price on him. I go with my best bet of the day here in race 5, the 1A Etruscan, second. Rallied from far back to finish second in the mud at this level. Last out, Angel Suarez back aboard today for trainer Jamie Ness. The horse had a big second here at Laurel Park at this level back in December with an 82 Beyer speed figure. So he's 0 for 5 here at Laurel Park, but does have 3 seconds, and I think he's sitting on a big one today. So I go with the 1A, Etruscan on top.
And you wonder where his speed is gone. He laid a little bit closer. You go back to that December 1st race. But now, you know what? He's got the help of a stablemate as well, Stan, right? Sir Alfred, who may just run him off their feet early. So you get 2 for the price of 1. And Etruscan, the closer. Sir Alfred, the speed of the entry, maybe the speed of this race. I like Spring Emperor as well for Joseph Taylor, guy who's come down here, and he has done quite well over the last 6-8 months when bringing runners in. Tossed a race at Aqueduct. Fits the 2-back try, a 79 Beyer. He runs that. He's going to win this race. And out of that race, three horses came back and ran. I think they ran an 80 or better. And 4 next out winners. Powerful race on the 19th up at Park. So this horse certainly fits. I think he's going to unleash a strong run through the final 3/16.
All right, so wide open condition here in race 5. We're all over the place here. I have the 4 in my exacta. Double whammy for Mary Epler. Trevor McCarthy gets on this horse today. Last time McCarthy was aboard was last October, and they won that day with a 79 Beyer. That was against Open 12-5 company. Double whammy, a 10-time winner here at Laurel Park, 6 times going a mile. He's won. He's made almost $300,000. So his last couple just been okay, a little flat. See if McCarthy can shake him up a bit today, though.
Well, you see the key here on a fast track. 9 of his 11 wins, right? That could have been the key. I've always been a fan of this horse. I root for him. I like double whammy. I'm going to be using him underneath. I want to see a little bit more punch from him, but the fast track may be all that he needs today to get it done. And return back with Trevor. Yeah.
All right, then the 5 primetime man I use in the mix. He has some early speed for Caron. Vargas going to be aboard. Vargas might get away with a slow early uncontested lead. That would make the 5 primetime man dangerous in here.
Certainly. I think he's going to have to deal with the 1. I think he's going to have to deal with Sir Alfred.
All right, good point. And then we both like the 2 here, Try Flying for trainer Mario Dominguez. This horse had a big win against Start Allowance Company last December, going a mile up there at Parks.
Sneaky kind of horse. 84-3 back, not too far off. Chequin had trouble behind Etruscan. The figures work. Only 1 try at Laurel, but he had a major excuse that day. And this horse is going to go off, I think, in that 5 or 6 to 1 range. Yeah, going to try to make a run from mid-pack.
All right, so a tricky 8,000 starter allowance to kick off the late pick 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 6. We'll start the late pick 4. Nice maiden special weight. We're going 7 furlongs. Filly and mares 3 and up here in race 6. I go with the 4 on top here. The 4. Weekend Delight. The 8, Rockstar Girl, was my top pick in here, but the 8 is scratched.
Right.
She was 7-2 morning line, so big scratch on the 8 here in race 6. I end up on the 4, Weekend Delight for Katie Voss, who's having a solid spring meet. 15 starters, 5 wins, 8 thirds. So she's 13 for 15 in the money. Toledo, her regular rider, the regular rider for Weekend Delight. He's back aboard. She's been knocking on the door at this level for a while. 3 real good thirds in her last 3 starts at this level.
Yeah, 2 sprints in a row might be the key. Finally pairing them up. Found herself a little bit sluggish, behind a slower pace, and just really, the horses up towards the front had a little advantage that race, although the winner, War of the States, who sat there and waited for room for Trombetic, did get through to get up to beat Rockstar Girl, who looked home free. I go to the 6 in here, Stan. Song of Mine off since December, early December at Tampa. It's a half the Songbird.
Yeah.
Right? Spent $800,000. Songbird made a slew of money. But maybe a change of scenery is going to do this one some good. She's always taken play. The blinkers come back off. I don't think this is a real powerful field. And her works over this racetrack are awfully strong. They're right, 14-3, then a 13-2, picking it up to a 101 and change. I think Song of Mine, fresh, maybe real retooled a little bit, is going to be able to make a run from just off of it.
It's good to see PTK back here in Maryland. They used to be a leading owner here in Maryland. They did quite well. Now they're spending $800,000 on a Go Zapper filly, and they up the track at Oaklawn, Keeneland, Tampa. Hopefully she can find her best form here. She's been working well here for Ollie Figgins.
Yeah, that race at April at Keeneland's pretty good race. 5th place finishers now. I think multiple stakes place. A couple other horses have gone on to run well. I think she just may have faced a little bit better horses. Now, the one you got to watch out for, I think, is the 5 Atlantic Avenue, first-time Kieran. Yeah, he hasn't had a ton of success with the maidens moving to his barn, but he's like 7 for 10 in the money. Atlantic Avenue, he goes to Trevor. He means business in here with Atlantic Avenue.
All right, so we like some of the same horses there in race 6. A real nice maiden special weight to kick off that late pick 4. Let's turn the page. Race 7 is going to start the final pick 3 of the day. 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000. Filly mares haven't won 2 races in 6 months. Never won 5, so a tricky condition here in the 7th. We both like the 2 Rockin' Ruth. Won 2 in a row, a 3 life. Back in February, won a 4 life last out. The 7-pound apprentice, Felix Pinheiro, he's only won 4 races this winter. 2 of them have been right here on Rockin' Ruth for trainer Kenny Cox.
Yeah, he got a pretty good contested pace last time and was able to get up over Greeley Striker, a horse I liked earlier. Certainly, some speed in this race. The 4, Intrepid Forest. The 5, Ice Cream Sunday, first time in here for DeMario. Out of an open race up at Penn with a next out winner, not a giver. So I look at this field. I think the question is, what do you do with Tiz Emily and Jill? She looks like she's going to have to get, despite the trainer being over, okay, She looks like she's going to have to get a lot of play out of the open 12-5 race, right? She didn't run bad. She was wide every step, willing to the wire, closing against the next out winner. I think the top 3 horses came back to run 65 or better, which would roll past this field. Talked to Brandon McFarland, who had this horse for a race. Said she was a little quirky in the morning. Maybe that's the deal. They don't want to deal with her. They're kind of she's just a problem in the mornings. Maybe she'll make a run into it. I go to the 1 Grease Lightning, trying to get here for Carlos Mencia. She really didn't disgrace herself last time. Off a little bit of a raise. 2-back try. Look at who she faced. Lonely Drifter came back to beat open 12-5. She's okay. She gets enough speed. You look at the 7 furlong race, 3 races back. She was right there on the lead at the 8th pole, the 3/4 mark of the race. So Grease Lightning with Quiles again live can make a run from somewhere about 4 or 5 off of it mid-turn.
All right, so I like the 1 Grease Lightning. I go against the 5 and the 6 all together here. I'm a little concerned about the Barnes with the 5 and the 6. Nice horses, maybe they can overcome it. The 4 Intrepid Forest I use in my exacta here. Vargas on this mare for trainer Milan Milosevic. A nice win coming off the layoff at Charlestown, going 4.5, and then that allowance last out probably just a little too tough here at Laurel Park. Now 3rd off the layoff. We drop down to a beaten nickel and a top rider here with Vargas.
Yeah, it's like you look at this race. Is the 4 or 5 going to shake clear? If one of them can do that, they may be gone against this group.
All right, so it's a nice beaten nickel there in the 7th. Let's turn the page. Race 8 is going to kick off the late daily double. It's another claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up, A in 6 months, never won 4. The condition, we're going 6 furlongs here in race 8. I don't like the inside post, the 1 polarization has, but the leading rider, Trevor McCarthy, can figure it out. He's won from the 1 hole before going short. He rides this gemologist 4-year-old filly for trainer Hugh McMahon. Had a 10-pound apprentice aboard last out. Now we get McCarthy. McCarthy was aboard 2 back, showed speed and then faded. Her last good race was here at Laurel in the slot back in late January. A good second that day. She catches a soft group today, to be honest with you. Hopefully McCarthy can just break clear. There's not much other speed in the race, so McCarthy might just be going right to the front here on the 1 polarization.
Yeah, I think it's going to be her race to lose on the front end. Yeah, major excuse, stumbling, then hustling up and having to duel through pretty quick fractions last time out. I go to the 7, Crystal Pier, breaking clear on the outside for Correa. We got a video spotlight, right, of its most recent race. Comes away well. Little bit of a bobble, but still broke right up or on or near the lead. Showing a little bit of speed. What these horses will do off a little bit of a freshening, a little sharp, but then has to kind of shuffle back. You see the rider McCarthy has to ease back and give up a few lengths and eventually drop some 8 to 10 lengths out of it around the turn. But I like the way she picks it up late. We're going to see polarization in this race, dueling to the outside with Banana Cova also running today. But Crystal Pier, a little bit of late life, closes up about 4 or 5 lengths through the final eighth of a mile. Second time out, I think they're eventually going to point for the turf for Crystal Pier. That appears to be her best surface, but she gets capable on the dirt, and I like the way she showed a little bit of speed last time, dropped back. I think conditioning under herself, she can go ahead and stalk polarization and kind of grind her down late.
All right, so I like the 7. I use the 7 in my exacta, so 1-7 for me, 7-1 for Keith. We both like the 2 as well. Majestic pick coming off the freshening for trainer Donnie Barr. Katie Davis will ride. Last time we saw Majestic pick, she won. That was a nickel 3 life back in November going a mile.
Yeah, and she beat a next out winner. Can she do it off of this kind of a layoff? She might have to hedge up a little bit higher in the buyer department, maybe up around a 50, but certainly could be doable against this field. Yep.
All right, so nice beating nickel there in race 8. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 9 is going to be a popular race today. We're going to have a lot of national attention here on race 9 as it kicks off that popular national wager. The Stronach 5 starts Laurel Park, race 9 today. It's a $100,000 guarantee. They've been betting way more than that into it. Industry low, 12% takeout. It paid almost $7,200 to 23 winning tickets last Friday. Let's see if we can get a big score today in the Stronach 5. There's the lineup. It's going to start at about 5:16 Eastern time right here at Laurel Park, race 9. Then we go to Golden Gate Fields for leg B, Golden Gate race 5. Then Santa Anita Park, race 5. Then down to Gulfstream Park, race 10. That's a grade 3 Orchid going 1 3/8 on the turf. So that's a feature of this Stronach 5, that grade 3 stake at Gulfstream race 10. Then we wrap it up at Gulfstream race 11. I have a ticket. You should have a ticket. Everybody should have a ticket for the Stronach 5. There it is, $72 play. And the first leg here at Laurel Park, I picked the 6 on top, Disputed Notion, 8-1, a 3-year-old by Great Notion, Maryland's leading stallion. A good third at this level. Last out, he has a recent race under his belt. I like the 6, Disputed Notion. Yeah, I use the 8 protectively. The 8 Honor Runs are deserved 3-1 morning line favored. But he's coming off about a 2-month freshening, so he might be a whisker short. So I'll go 6-8 here in Laurel Park, race 9. Golden Gate, race 5. That's a beaten nickel going 1 mile. Wide open, I go with the 2-3-5-8 there. Santa Anita, race 5, leg C. That's a nice maiden special weight going 6 furlongs. Bob Baffert's going to have a heavy favorite in there. The 7, Rafale, 8-5. A first-time starter by Alpha with a bunch of good works on the work tab. Drayden Van Dyke will ride. He's only by a $5,000 sire, though, in Alpha. So how about Art Sherman with his Curlin first-time starter, the 4 Nesbitt I like, and also Ronnie Ellis with the Medaglia d'Oro first-time starter, the 10 Belith. So I go 4-7-10 at Santa Anita. Then the grade 3 Orchid at Gulfstream. There's going to be a heavy favorite in there. Chad Brown has the even money morning line favorite, the 9 Santa Monica, coming off about a 2-month layoff, though, so she might be a whisker short. She's a closer. I go with a speed horse on top who has a recent try over the race, the 7 Itchy Macho for the Hall of Famer Roger Atfield. Ran a big 94, lifetime best last out when she had first-time Lasix in the grade 3 Very 1, going 1 3/16. That was her second race back this year as a 7-year-old mare. I just think her third race back this year, second time Lasix. We get Luis Sayas to ride for the Hall of Famer Atfield. I'll take a shot at 9-2 with the 7 Itchy Mashow in the Orchid. Then Gulfstream race 11 to wrap it up. I go with the 1-8-9. I toss the 6 Rosa Star, who's going to be the favorite. She'll be in front. She can't get the distance, so she'll stop about 10 yards before the wire. So I don't use the 6 Rosa Star. I go 1-8-9 there in that final leg. So $72 play.
We're pretty close. You know, I've
Yep.
got a $96 ticket I'm going to throw up on the website. And talking about that Santa Anita race, and you've got the Baffert, you got a New York bred. Why isn't the horse in New York, right? And you look at the owners. Anyhow,
Sure.
this Art Sherman horse, little note, 4 foals out of this mare, right? 2 of them won first time out and did convincingly. The other two ran second. And I don't think this mare's been to a stallion as good as Curlin. This could be a runner, Nesbitt.
That's been
Yeah.
10-1 morning line.
Absolutely.
Bunch
There's your
of good
little
work
breeding
on the
note.
horse.
Yep.
So you'll get a good price on everybody but the Baffert horse in that race.
You would think.
All right, let's take a look here at the first leg of the Stronach 5. It's a maiden 25, 3-year-old, 6 furlongs. The 6 Disputed Notion. He's by Great Notion, Maryland's leading sire. He's out of a domestic dispute mare, so he wasn't bred to be any stumble bum. It's taken him a while to figure things out. Now, last November, he didn't break very well from the 2-hole in a 10-horse field. He showed a little early speed in there and then packed it in. And his second start was on an inside post, 14-horse field in the mud, and he bobbled there and didn't have a good trip. And then the race in January showed a little early speed that day and then stopped. They gave him about 2 months off. They kept him at the maiden 25 level. They changed up his strategy a little bit last out. They rated him. He rallied a game third there with the 7-pound apprentice. Now we get another 7-pound apprentice today, Sam Cardona. I like the versatility here of the 6 Disputed Notion. I think this Great Notion 3-year-old rounding into good form right now for trainer Janelle Tapscott. We'll get every bit of 8-1 with these connections, right?
Yeah,
I mean, not knocking the connections, but just a small outfit. They don't run too many horses, so we'll get a good price here.
And that's the situation when you're making the morning line. It makes it a little bit tricky sometimes. He was 47-1. You look at the number certainly works. Should have been second last time out. Was drifting in ever so slightly. The other horse to the inside of him was coming out. He had a steady alter back to the rail and kept on willingly to the wire. But you're right. Sometimes you're going to just do it by outfits a little bit.
Right.
They fly under the radar, not going to get a ton of attention. I like the 7, Giant Viking. Let's look at the video spotlight of the 8 first.
Okay.
Honor Run. Honor Run coming off, you talked about, off a little bit of a layoff. Where has he been? We're going to look at this race on the 12th of January. Started out the year in good form. Showed a little different dimension that day. Was able to show rating gear. Was very patiently handled by Vargas up behind a 3-way battle on the front end. And is eventually going to get through along the inside. Eases back around the 2-path. And I thought this horse ran quite well to the wire. Only beaten only beaten a length 3/4 by Kosher Contract. I think that was Linda Albert's horse, if I'm not mistaken. But shows a lot of heart and determination. Came back out of that race, stretched out, game as could be again. But where has he been? Is he going to be a little bit short off of that little bit of a break? I go to the 7, Giant Viking. Gary Capuano dropping. This horse beaten favorite last time out. I thought he'd be right on the engine, but didn't get the lead into slower fractions. Here's a little stat. Giant Viking, Gary Capuano, smaller sample. How about this, though, over the last 3 years? 4 for 6, 67%, 5 for 6 in the money. Maiden claimers going route to sprint on the dirt, an ROI of 650. This is a wide open field. I have to demand about 3-1, 7-2 on this horse, but I'm going for the stat here. Pedrino's Heart was a horse that went route to sprint to get it done. Your price user, the 2 up against it. Horse was soft slow a little bit in debut, made a late run. Last time out, showed a little bit more speed, trying to the wire. I think all things are going to come together for him. He's your price user if the pace falls apart.
All right, so it's a nice maiden 25. We're both looking for a little bit of a price. The 8 Honor Run's going to be the favorite, but he's coming off about a 2-month layoff. We both try to beat him. Gary Cap, he's having a good meet. I didn't use I have the 7 there. I didn't use the horse on my ticket, but yeah, he's live with Toledo aboard for sure. So that's it. We're out of time. Big Stronach 5 starts race 9 today. Good luck. Start working on those tickets now. We're out of time. Good luck on your ticket.
Thank you.
You can study all of our tickets on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Also, keep up on all the latest Maryland racing news with all the press releases on the laurelpark.com website. Dave Robin, he's coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.